In modern fighting games, even the weakest character is like pretty playable. In old games, the worst characters in the game do not work. Like moves don't link together, their special moves don't do anything, they don't have really combos, their damage is abysmal. They can't even compare to the rest of the characters. They're just not functional. Whereas in modern games, characters like Axel and characters like Anji were in the bottom like 3 of the game. And Anji had extremely good tournament results relative to his placing on the tier list. And Axel placed in like so many tournaments. He actually is perfectly capable of fighting so many of the other strong characters. And outside of tournament play, those characters are all extremely playable. For a lot of people who get upset with me and they're like, dude, you think this character is fine? We have a different perspective, how powerful or weak characters are. How much of it is yourself being frustrated, like my character stinks because I'm losing, versus like trying to objectively look at the game and like the power levels of the characters. So I have done the unthinkable. I have booted up tiermaker.com. I'm gonna do a ranking of all the characters I have played. There's a few missing, but it's mostly from games I didn't play as much or games I was like less experienced in. Like if you haven't played the game, then all of them are carrying you because you don't know what the hell you're doing, right? I think that I could put like so many characters that I have played above 1.0 Soul. That guy was a pretty good character. He was the best character in his game. I played so many characters so much stronger. Who do you guys think is the best character on this list? The character that's the most powerful. That's got to be that's Injustice 2 Superman. I didn't play Injustice 1 Superman, and he's not the answer. It's Maya by a lot. I think this is the most broken character I've played in a fighting game by far. Virgil's not even in the same plane of existence. When she launched in the video game, legitimately the most broken fighting game character I've ever played. In fact, I won tournaments with this character and I made top 8 at majors with this character, and I feel like I underperformed. But to be fair, by the time she made it to like majors, she got nerfed a few times. Release Maya is a character who's extremely mobile, has really good footsie tools, excellent anti-airs, really strong pressure. Her damage output was extremely like unproportional compared to the rest of the cast. She had a dagger that she would throw, and as the dagger powered up, she had access to a new combo ender that did 60 to 80% no matter what. So you would just do a combo that takes 1 chance to break, and then the rest of her damage, like, you know, she could just hit you with chip and like small hits, and like, yeah, she didn't really care what you did at all. You know, when people think of Milliapin and they're like, oh, you just throw it for free, you get in, you just get to cook somebody. It's so messed up. It does literally everything. That's what her dagger actually is. Her dagger toss is a plus on block pressure tool that could also be thrown in the air. When you uppercut on wake up, you could throw her dagger afterwards to make her uppercut safe on block or hard to punish. And if the DP hit, you would do 30% damage off your wake up DP. Unbreakable. The dagger, when your opponent blocks it, becomes a homing, unblockable projectile that if your opponent did an invincible move through your projectile, your dagger would just boom, 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 home and stay on the character while they're doing a projectile invincible super and then hit them after. And that wasn't even a good use of the move. It's like if Milliapin was the best move in the game. Before Virgil, I think I would probably put quite a few characters. First, including Elena. This character is way more game defining than I think Virgil is, for sure. More importantly, Elena is one of the easiest characters I have ever played in a game. Some characters don't get to play the game against her, and like my moves don't even hit this character and I can't do anything to her kind of a way. Some characters, she just crouches and they're just like, guess I'm fucked. Now to the worst. Who do you guys think is the worst character on this list? I would say Nightwing is here. I did the heavy lifting. Plus our Soul, I think you also do the heavy lifting. And it's funny because neither of these characters are like bottom 5 in their game. Soul is like mid-tier. Nightwing, it depends on the patch, I think. The problem is I think these characters just, relative to the strong characters in their game, they just gotta work. I guess I would put Strives in here too. Again, I don't think any of these characters are that bad. I don't think I've really liked characters that are really, really bad. And also, I don't think any of these characters are like in some kind of order. It's funny because the souls just go up. This is 1.0 Soul. And this is Exert Soul. This is 1.0 Soul did the heavy lifting. I don't even think he's in Anyone Can Cook tier because I think these characters were too, like, they're just too much. I think Hit was also probably in heavy lifting tier. I think this character is either here or here for sure. Do you guys remember Lariat Vanish being a true block string? I think he's Everyone Can Cook tier. Yeah, it's not even Anyone Can Cook, it's Everyone Cooked. He won all the majors, he was on every team. The worst thing is he would just backdash because his backdash is so good and then Lariat again. That's not okay. Especially because you have 16 assists. Oh, Martian Manhunter's not in here either, is he? I thought I added him. Maybe one of the Saberwolves can be Martian Manhunter. How about that? He is in Anyone Can Cook. He is the best character in Injustice, I think. He had incredibly good zoning. He had a projectile that he could shoot overhead. He could also meter burn it and it hit 3 places on the screen at once. He had a puddle that he could aim on the screen, close, medium, or far. And then the EX version of it homed and tracked to your character and hit vertically all the way up to the ceiling, so you couldn't escape it. He also had maybe the dumbest teleport I've ever used in a non-versus game. A tracking teleport that launched for a combo. If you hold down when you do the teleport, it becomes an overhead teleport that is safe on block. He can do it airborne or on the ground. He had really good buttons. He had really good pressure. He had an orb that he could put on the screen that would explode after a certain amount of time. The meter burn version of the orb auto exploded if you made contact with it. So if you're on a pixel of life, you can't do anything because there's no dash blocking in the game. So if you dash into the orb, it hits you and he full combo launches you. He also had extremely high damage. His wake up attacks, where he did like a psychic push, it was safe on block. The only way to beat it was to fully just call it out by using your armor attack. But then he could just wake up with his own armored attack, and his armored attack, I'm not joking, hits twice, and that breaks other armor attacks in the game. Why? I don't know. He could also wake up teleport, or he could just do nothing on wake up and you wasted meter trying to hard call out his safe on block reversal. Like, he was a joke. He made up for the fact that I was working harder with Nightwing, who is not a bad character. But after I played Martian Manhunter, I was like, oh, you guys are actually just lying to me. This whole time, you were acting like Nightwing was a good character, and this is what a good character feels like. Yeah, Android 16 is definitely a heavy lifting character. You guys know I don't play big body characters. When I pick a big body, you know the character is cheap. Android 16 had esports movement and esports jabs, esports damage, esports assists, hard knockdown on everything. He mixed you off of it so easily. He was not even slow. I only play big bodies if they're not slow and they're hella esports. Byakuya, I think maybe he's the top of equal footing. He's a really good character though. He's one of the better characters in the game. But he got nerfed like right before I played him. I think he's an equal footing. Cassie Cage, she was really good when I played her. I think she's either in heavy lifting or equal, or I don't think I carried her. I think she's an equal footing. Pretty good mid-range options. She had good high-low. Some okay zoning options, not great. She had better zoning options in MK11 than X. Generally, she had problems if characters kept her out. So like, you know, shit like Summoner Quan or characters who could swarm her. But even then, she had a lot of good stuff. I think Cassie is probably, yeah, she's above Soul. Dante from Devil May Cry from Marvel. Dante's weird because he's like a top tier character, but he's like not a character you should play if you're trying to win unless you're playing Zero, kind of. He's probably equal footing. He is incredibly good, but if you think about the Marvel characters that exist, most of the other top tiers are either similar work and much better or way less work and better. Fulgore did the heavy lifting. What a character. He shoots fireballs and he has a teleport. He can special cancel his fireball into an uppercut to anti-air you. Every time he gets a knockdown, he throws a fireball at you and he teleports, and it's a 50-50 left-right, and then after the left-right, he does 50-50 overhead low. And then even if you block it, he's plus. This is what it looks like. You knock him down, you teleport. That's low on the other side. Knock him down, teleport. In the front, low. Knock him down, teleport. Behind, cross up, overhead. Knock him down, teleport. This is just what they... And then you throw him full screen. And like, even if they tech that, right? If you land the throw, you get to do left, right also. And this is on a character with like some of the best zoning in the game. I don't know if he's easy enough to make anyone can cook tier. You put Maya there, not Fulgore. Yeah, launch Maya. All of the characters are viewed not currently, but the patch I played them. Gold Lewis Dickinson. I think he has to be top of equal footing or bottom of heavy lifting. I don't think he can be in the same tier as 1.0 Soul. Even when he had Super Drone, like he's not even the best character in that version. I don't think he can be with these characters. These characters are too good. Let me start adding some more characters, and then if more characters are here to separate, he might make it there. Gran from Gran Blue. I think he's like a 1.0 Soul kind of character, no? I think he probably is going to go here. He was easy, really effective. A lot of people played him. The problem is my other character from that game is better than him. Catalina is better than Gran, and does she go in heavy lifting? That makes me almost want to put him here. I used to host sessions at my house to play fighting games every weekend, and the least fun and most upset my friends have ever been playing any game at my house is me playing 1.0 Catalina. Every time I played, I felt the life in the room just get sucked out. They were all like, this shit sucks. I can't get near her. Like, you couldn't move. I wasn't having fun either because I could just whip punish everything. Like, it was bad. Hitman? This character is a joke. I think he's one of the easiest fighting game characters I've ever played. He is like nearing anyone can cook tier in my brain. He might even be higher than this. Was he better than 1.0 Soul? He actually did wake up DP in a TOD? Yeah, he did. He'd probably be in anyone could cook tier. You're probably right. I definitely did no work to win with that character. Johnny Cage from MK11. Johnny Cage is really strong in this game. He was really strong when I played him too. He is definitely in heavy lifting tier, I think. He's like literally just a Shoto, but his fireballs are incredible. His movement is really good. He can zone out and keep out tons of character. His pokes are excellent. I think he got nerfed recently, but every version of the game I played, I think he was top tier. 9, the Phantom. I don't know that much about Blaze Blue. I still think that this character is probably in heavy lifting tier. I don't really even know how to play the game, and I think she's pretty wild. I don't think she's above Catalina though. She's maybe here, especially because I didn't know the game that well. So to me, she was not carrying as hard as she would have if I knew the game well. Season 1 Saberwolf. Anyone can cook. I mean, that's not even that contentious, I think. He is definitely an anyone can cook character. Season 1 Saberwolf's forward dashes and back dashes are a joke. I don't know how those existed. He's one of the easiest fighting game characters I played. He has some of the best footsies, best mix-ups, extremely high damage. He had one bad matchup in the first season, maybe, but even then, he's here. He's definitely above Hitman. He has a shadow that was 0 after the flash, and his dash was like unseeable. So if you weren't blocking his dash through, he was already doing a 0 frame shadow move. You just already got hit. Sin from Exerd? He's probably here, right? Is Grand above Gold Lewis and Sin? I think Grand being here is maybe okay. Am I insane for thinking Gold Lewis is anyone can cook tier? Yes. Look at the characters that are barriering him out of anyone can cook tier. I don't think he's better than 1.0 Soul or like season 2 or 3 Fulgore. Any version of Johnny, really. Are we going to see any characters that I carried? I don't think so. Even if I played like a bottom 1 character, I don't play any character I don't believe in. And if I didn't believe in the character, they would be an I carried. Strider's probably an equal footing. Actually, even though Strider's top tier, I did the heavy lifting tier simply because even though the character is very good, you have to be good or he just sucks. For a character who does not have good life and does not have good damage, and honestly is not even that good of an anchor, he is also not easy. He's probably I did the heavy lifting tier. Now his assist is anyone can cook tier. He is a low life character with not a good enough tool set to make up for it in the context of Marvel, because so many other characters have way better tool sets. Like think about the other low life character in the game. Think about Phoenix and then think about Strider. Tom and Jerry, maybe he's like back here. He's like an equal footing tier. They buffed him a bunch after I stopped playing, I think. This is season 2 Urian with the good tackle when he was like top 5. I think he is in heavy lifting tier. +2 crouching medium kick. He had the good Aegis. This character was really good. Big V's up next. Virgil's gotta be here. Or anyone can cook tier. He's like stuck between these two. He might be an anyone can cook. Maybe he's even past this. Because Martian Manhunter was not that popular. Bardock, I think, was even easier maybe than this character. Okay, Injustice 2 characters. Superman, I think, is below Batman. If it was Injustice 1, it was anyone can cook tier for sure. I think he's maybe here. Batman, I think, is like here. This character is legitimately a joke. His zoning, his pressure, his buttons, everything about him. In Injustice 2, they were like, when he throws a batarang, why doesn't he just go and fly backwards? So when he throws it, you can't hit him. He like immediately retreats. And not only that, whenever his projectiles are in motion on the screen, at any point he can hit the meter burn button and cancel them. And because he zoned constantly, he built so much meter. His trait is like, imagine if Happy Chaos Gunshot was like on a character who could just release it whenever he wanted, even at the end of strings or whenever, and it built back incredibly quickly as a resource, so he didn't even really have to think about it. It's always homing. It's ridiculous. I think he might even be higher than this. He might even be an anyone can cook tier. I think for me, I refuse to think that the characters I play in almost any game are in the I carried tier because they'd have to be so bad. And I would never want to play a character that feels like they're so terrible and I feel like I have so little faith in them that I have to carry them night and day to make them do anything. That is just an unhealthy relationship with your character. You think that they're just like terrible, or they have to be a joke character. And if they're a joke character, you can't expect them to be good. Oftentimes I talk about characters I played in other games or other games I played, and how these characters are so powerful in context of characters like 1.0 Soul or Gold List or whoever. Almost all of them are characters that have been nerfed, or like they define the game they're in because they never got changed and they just remained super powerful. Maya in Killer Instinct had to get nerfed many times. Elena is like game defining in Street Fighter 4. Bardock got nerfed a bunch, and even then, he is still a good character. Virgil is game defining, even though he's not the best in his game. Martian Manhunter, again, absurd character. Like literally a joke, and he's game defining. Saberwolf in 1.0 got nerfed. Hitman got nerfed, but still really good. Fulgore got nerfed, but still really good. Soul got nerfed, but still pretty solid. Batman, same kind of thing. Most of these characters all had to get nerfed. Is there a reason Elena didn't win many tournaments? Mostly, I think because she was a shorter time investment than other characters, and because she's so easy, people played her as a second character in matchups they didn't like, but not that many people were like dedicated Elena mains by the time the game was ending. When people make tier lists, a lot of the times, characters that beat their characters, or characters they dislike, or characters they think are like way easier or better than their characters, or characters that fit in the same archetype of their characters that's better or worse, they tend to over or underrate really heavily because they're like, my character just does everything that character does better. That character must be terrible. I'm a believer in all my characters. When Goldlist came out and people thought he was terrible, I was like, I think this character's pretty good. Sin comes out. A lot of people thought he was like one of the worst characters in the game last patch. I don't buy that at all. I thought Biken and Testament were very good when they came out. Even Soul last patch, he ended up not being very high on a lot of people's lists. I was like, no guys, I think Soul is awesome. Like he's still quite good. And I think he still was very good. That's usually how I am. It's very rare that I think characters are like super unplayable or bad in modern games, because usually they aren't. I think for most people, they see me as like trying to be in the middle somewhere, when in the reality is I think my tolerance and understanding of characters is far more reasonable, because I've just played for a long time and seen a lot of characters that are way worse or way more dominant than the characters in this video game. I think most people are the opposite. They're like extremely intolerant, whereas like any character that does anything good is too powerful. And any character that does anything not amazingly overpowered is weak and shitty and bad. Listen. This YouTube video was filmed before a live Twitch audience. I mean, it's true. Like my favorite one is when they're like, what's up guys, it's your boy YouTube. Damn it. All right guys, let's go back. What's up guys, what up? No, I don't like that one. Hey there YouTube, we're back again. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like they just keep fucking up. When I was a YouTuber, I used to do lots of takes, but now that I'm a streamer, I do everything live, and I'm a commentator. So like everything I do, I have one chance to get it right or it's over, it's dead.